Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We are crafting some mini books today. So as you hop on, if you can chat with us while we craft, let me know. I should say chat with me. It's only me here today on a Saturday. Hello, Cara. How are you? I'm trying to move my comments around so I can see everything. There we go. I think I got it. Although the next time I go live, it'll probably be changed. Okay, so if you missed our video this last week, we created a tiered tray out of wood and some wood beads and an old salt and pepper shaker. And so now I have this huge, beautiful tray that I need to fill with. And I have the DIY kits on our website. So they're the little wood tiered tray sets that you can purchase, but I also want to fill it with other things. And I don't have the kit here in my office, so we'll have to just make do. Anyways, I don't know if you've seen the little mini books. So this stems from crafters are using old books as decoration. They'll paint the old books on the outside, and then along the binding or the spine of the book, they'll put a name or stamp a quote or something cute like that, and then tie it all together. And it's just this cute thing that you can put on your coffee table or shelf or whatever. And so I'm gonna make a set of mini ones, not using books, but just using some wood blocks. So these are, how big are they? I'll just let you know real quick. They are about 2.5 inches wide by 4 inches long, and they're from a 1x, so it's about 75 or 3/4 inch thick. So just a little piece of a wood block. I've got 3 of them, and I'm going to paint them. And then I've got some stamps here. I've got some different ones as well. I got these ones, and whoops. These little alphabet stamps as well, and some other ones here in my basket that we'll see what works best. So I'll paint them, and then I'm going to stamp a quote here. So I haven't decided on a quote, so let me know in the comments what you think about a quote for the books. It could be, maybe it's just love something something. 3 words: love, hugs, kisses, X's, O's. So let's see here. Welcome. Trying to see, I am going live in 2 different spots, so let me just double check my other location here. Okay. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I forgot to flip my camera or mirror my camera so you guys see what's right reading. There we go. Okay. Anyways, I got these, and then I got a stamp pad in black, a brush, and some other things. So let's get started. This should be just a quick little craft. Sometimes it's fun just to do something super fast. I was getting ready to make dinner and thought I could squeeze in something really fun here. So we're going to start by painting pink. If you haven't seen the DIY kits that I was talking about, head over to our website, redbyrddesigns.com, And right there on the main page is all of our latest kits. And the kits also show you how we've finished them, so to give you a little bit of some inspiration on that. And the Valentine's kits that have just been released, we did all in some pretty neutral colors. So we have this really light pink that we've used, a white, so I've got my white here, and then we've used this territorial beige, and it's just this super, super pretty, subtle, soft color scheme. So I'm going to paint my wood blocks to match that. And then later next week, I'm going to go live and show you how I'm going to decorate an area in my kitchen using my newly made tiered tray and all of my little crafts for it. Cara says love. Yes, love should be on it. And well, I've got 3 blocks, so we have 3 spines to stamp. Isn't that just a prettiest pink? I love, love this pink. And I'm gonna paint the edges here in just a minute. I'll let it dry. Actually, I should probably keep it upright. There we go. And then we'll get some white out. So let me know what you're doing today, where you're watching from, if you're new to our little channel, our little space. So these little books will be stacked. I haven't decided if I'm going to glue them together or just tie them off. I want to glue them together just so that they'll stay, but also I like to repurpose things, so I could see myself wanting them separate so that I could paint them for a different holiday later on. Or maybe you just have a little mini set of books for each holiday, I guess. They are small, so they should store well. I'm all about easy storage if you are new to my page. Okay, so we got our white one almost done there. We'll let that dry. And we'll get the brown out. So we're making little mini books for decorative purposes, tiered trays, shelf sitters, and we're using this light brown, white, and light pink color scheme. So for this light brown, I'm going to paint it on, and then I'm going to take a baby wipe and take it off so that it looks like it's more of a light brown stain. And it just lightens up the brown a little bit so it's not so dark. But here we are, we can see the wood grain peeking through that. And here it's a little bit darker, and just because of the way the wood grain soaked up that paint. So has anyone got any crafting in this weekend? Created anything? Started something? Finished something? All right, you finished a project? Is it the blanket? Still working on it. Okay. So you're doing a kind of an undersea or a sea blanket with blues and sand color. And this weekend we are starting to help the middle school play program paint their sets, and they are doing Little Mermaid. So I was thinking about your blanket as I was planning out the sets and how we were going to paint them. Okay, so let's go back to the pink. Let's get that end finished off. And because these little books are going to be stacked, I'm not going to worry too much about the what would be the top of the book and bottom of the book having a really good thick coat. What I'd be most concerned about is the edges here. And that looks pretty good. I might as well just put a second coat on that edge. All right, one book done. So this is an easy craft if you've got scraps in your garage. Great way to use up little wood scraps. So I see a few new people joined. Welcome. We're making little mini books for decorating a tiered tray. So say hi, let me know where you're watching from. And then we just have this last little book here. Let me know in the comments if you decorate for Valentine's Day. Yes or no. Okay. We got our 3 books here. Hello, hello, welcome. All right, I'm gonna just give these a quick blow dry, just so that we can stamp them and they're not gonna bleed. So give me just a second. Okay, so we've got our 3 little books. And I'm going to take some sandpaper and just kind of rough up the edges a little bit. And it would have been really cool to have these already stained with a darker color and then paint over it, because that would have just peeked through, but that's all right. So I'm just taking this sanding block and roughing up all of the edges all the way around. So you can kind of see some of that wood peeking through. Make them look like old books. Okay. That's gonna be cute. All right, so now we have to decide on some words. Let's see. We could do XO. Or we could just say I love you. And I think, let's see, these are about the same size. I'm going to go with these here to stamp them. I'm just trying to decide on a sane. I think we'll just go, I love you. And I might have a little heart stamp as well. I do. So we could put a little heart on there. Get my pad here. All right. I'm just going to get a piece of paper to test my stamp. And let's see, we've got I, and then L, or we are going to use the heart for love, so I just need a Y-O-U. Okay. Make sure I'm holding it right. Okay, so that turned out pretty cute. Kind of looks like a, the font on the stamp is like a typewriter font, which I love, so. You kind of get a little bit of some ghosting Let's make sure all the dust is off here. And it's not going to be perfectly lined up, which is kind of the fun of it. It kind of gives it that old whimsical feel. So there's you. And do I do a heart? I think I'm going to do the word love, and maybe I'll stamp a heart on the other side of the book, you know, like at the end of the book maybe. So let's find love. L O hello, hello. Let's see, I think I saw somebody say hi. How are you tonight? We are making some little mini books for a tiered tray. So glad you could join us. Okay. So let's see here. Do I want a heart stamp? Let me know what you think. Should we add, I have this, it's kind of hard to see, but it's just, let me just stamp it on something. I could add this to the bottom of the book. Let's see how it looks on paper, and then we can decide if it should be added to the book itself. So we've got this cute little heart stamp that I could add to the bottom here. And let's just double check. I might have something even smaller that might be a little bit better. I do. Let's try this other heart. See what that looks like. So we've got this small heart as well. What do you think? Should we add the hearts to the books? Let me know. Cara, I go live on Facebook and on TikTok. I haven't gone live on YouTube yet, but I typically take all my videos, I record all the videos that we do here and put them on YouTube so that you have the ability to go back and watch them. And I try and edit out any kind of quiet parts and stuff, so it's a sped up version. Yes, add the hearts. Yes, they're cute. Okay, thank you. I will. So should we add like a little grouping of them then? I think having maybe like a little grouping of 3, a big one and then 2 small ones next to it. Maybe just on the white. Let's just try it. You know, that's the great thing about crafting. If I don't like it, if we don't like it, we can just paint right over it and redo it. So I'm going to put a big one there, and then I'll add a couple little ones next to it. Let's see what you're saying here. I think I missed a comment. Best Brookies says, tilt them a little left and right. Good idea. All right, let's try it. That one was a little bit straight, but if I tilt this one and maybe go a little lower, and then come up to the top and tilt it the other way. What do you think? That turned out pretty cute. But now do the other books need them? That's the question. Am I leaving my other books out. Okay, I'm just going to measure some jute to go around this and see how much I want. Okay, let's tie them up and then we can add more hearts if you guys think we need them. Let's see what it's going to look like here, tied. Maybe we don't even tie them. It might be that this is just a little too thick here. I'm thinking it is. Hold on. I might have a little piece of ribbon nearby. That will work better. Something pink or white is what I'm looking for here. I think that jute is just a little too big for these little books. I don't have anything right on hand. Shoot. I have every color but pink. Okay, I'm gonna try, I found this other smaller jute type ribbon, smaller bit here. So it's considerably less thick, and I think that's gonna work better. Okay, so I'm not going to glue them together so that I can take them apart if I want later, or even just remove the ribbon and kind of have fun stacking them on that tiered tray. See if I can tie a little bow up here. Okay, there we go. We've got that cute little bow, and then there are the little mini books just from some scrap wood. So, if you missed the tutorial for the tiered tray, that will be available on the YouTube channel. I believe you can still go back and watch it on our Facebook page as well, but we created a tiered tray, and so this next week I am going to go live and decorate it with you guys, so stay tuned for that, and then also show you how I'm going to just kind of decorate my buffet area in my kitchen. That's the spot that I like to decorate, so stay tuned for that. If you're looking for DIY kits that are super fun and easy, check out redbyrddesigns.com, and we have tons of Valentine's kits available. Well, not tons, I shouldn't say that. We have 6 new kits, so we have a handful, let's say that. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that and give it a try. You can find any little scrap of wood to make these, and they can be really any size, but it's a fun way to make those little mini books. So, all right, guys, well, I better get off and go make dinner. I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. Thanks for watching. Thanks for chiming in and chatting and helping me create these books. We will talk to you later. Bye.